Hi and welcome. I hope you had a wonderful Easter break and did something nice for yourself over the long weekend. Here are 5 recommendations to start your week just right. My first recommendation acknowledges that the world's population is rapidly aging to the extent that by 2050, it is estimated that 1 in 6 people globally will be older than 65. With this comes the rising burden of chronic diseases, which are creating higher healthcare demands and costs. Aptly titled Silver Opportunity, it presents opportunities for countries to turn the tide by transforming their health systems to make them more responsive to the needs of all populations. It is designed to support policymakers, health and development stakeholders by offering the latest evidence on care needs and care gaps for aging populations around the world. 2, sharing health financing options for countries at different income levels for their silver age populations. And 3, synthesizing the literature and evaluation tools to provide a better understanding of older adults' care preferences and measure the quantity and quality of available services. The goal of this next recommendation is to inspire national and continental dialogue on foundational learning and support countries as they monitor their national SDG 4 benchmarks. Some of the report's key findings are that 1 in 5 primary school-age children is not in school, and at most 1 in 5 students achieve minimum proficiency in reading and mathematics, a sad reality given the fact that African households have taken on the responsibility for funding education, especially in countries whose governments spend too little in the sector. Next is a study that analyzes regulatory restrictiveness that could affect digital trade integration on the continent and presents a case study of the current situation of digital trade regulatory integration in Tanzania, where mobile phone penetration is at 89% and internet penetration is at 49%. It asserts that mobile phone use has led to financial inclusion through mobile money services. The degree of restrictiveness in the digital services trade is assessed under 5 pillars. 1, infrastructure and connectivity. 2, electronic transactions. 3, payment systems. 4, intellectual property rights, and other barriers. In 2022, insurers were given a run for their money as the year recorded some of the most unprecedented disasters. According to this report, global natural disasters in 2022 resulted in near-average economic losses totaling $313 billion. The report highlights global natural disasters of 2022 to help quantify and qualify how topics such as climate change, socioeconomics, and other emerging issues influence catastrophe risk. The report also does a great job of putting forward suggestions to help build and promote resilience. These include identifying catastrophe trends and enhancing risk mitigation. It concludes that through academic collaborations, we can put climate science into action for both the private and public sector. The Benin economy is under the spotlight in my final recommendation, dedicated to assessing the role of the nation's growing informal sector, minimal adoption of technology and innovation, and the impact of this on private sector investment in the nation. The report argues that formal entrepreneurship is underdeveloped in the country and presents an informative table on page 93, which details how potential segments and markets, segment characteristics, and potential priority source markets and regional competitors. Have a wonderful week and goodbye.